Trym, and welcome to my video reaction of just how good was Edinson Cavani actually. So right now he is playing for the team Manchester United. Edinson Cavani. This is him. So this is a bit about his transfer history. He is from Uruguay. Place of birth says Salto. His three positions that he has been playing is main one is center forward, or what I call a striker, and both wing positions. So he has citizenship in both Uruguay and Italy. Does that mean he can join the international team of Italy too, or how does that work out? Either way, so recently he was offered a contract extension that he signed. He was offered it the 10th of May or before that, but that's when he signed it and made it official. So when you look here on you can call it his journey from team to team, started with Danubio in Uruguay, and then in 2007 moved to Italy, US Palermo in the third tier. I don't know if they were in La Liga when he played there. He was there for 3 years until he went to Napoli, and then he took he took a loan deal from Palermo to Napoli, and then he decided to go from Palermo to Napoli. I guess it would be some kind of a audition, that a loan season. And he was transferred to Napoli, not the loan deal, but the official one. He was purchased for 12 million euros in 2011, and he stayed in Napoli for 2 years. Then I think he also won the Serie A around that time too. So he being a striker, he scores a lot of goals. You can see here, international career, he has 51 goals for Uruguay. He then was transferred to Paris. He was signed for 64.50 million euros, which is a lot, but it was well deserved because ever since then until now, he has been winning trophies for Paris Saint-Germain for 7 years or so. He did start off picking up injuries along the way, but yeah, he is a very important piece now for Manchester United, where he signed on a free transfer back in 2020. Yeah, I am really happy that they decided to sign him. He had a slow start this season because of, first he came back from injury, then he had COVID, so yeah, that took some time out of him. So he missed out. Oh, okay. He didn't miss out, but he didn't score. Okay. So, well, you can call it that he missed out on Champions League and parts of the FA Cup. Reason being that he wasn't match fit to start them, so that's why he didn't play much. But yeah, either way, for Europa League, he has a total of 8 goals combined with goals and assists. Then you have Premier League, 9 and 12. So, I mean, 9 and 3 equals 12. So to total with Premier League and Europa League, that is 20 goals this season. Or involvement of 20 goals. So yeah. But let's get back to the video that I wanted to check out. Just how good was Edinson Cavani actually in the time when he used to play for Paris Saint-Germain and probably Napoli also? Let's see.
Getting the right transfers, the right moves can make or break a footballer's career. As talented and consistent as you might be, if you don't conquer Europe while playing for an all-time great club, you're bound to get some people doubting your status as an all-time great.
Pogba.
And that's what made me want to make this video. Today, I'm gonna tell you about Edinson Cavani.
Shout out to Daily Dose of Football for this video. I really appreciate to see this kind of video.
Cavani, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players of the last decade. I want to show you all he has done, and by the end of the video, I would like to hear your opinion in the comments for whether he's worthy of being put among names like Ibrahimovic, Lewandowski,
Of course!
and Suarez. as a contender for the
Of
title
course.
of best striker of the last decade.
The
Also, before we get into it, if you could take 1 second.
Just to say something, if people not say that he, well, deserved to be up there among, older legends, as same age group as him, that is really disrespectful. So yeah, but let's continue.
Like button, it would truly make my day. So,
Alright, I'm
Edinson
gonna do
Gomez
it.
will be born on Valentine's Day in the city of Salto in Uruguay. Coincidentally, the same city Luis Suarez was born in. Oddly enough, his actual last name is Gomes, taking it from his mother's side rather than his father's surname Cavani, for which he became known by. Growing up in Salto
Cavani.
with two older brothers, Cavani ended up
Oh,
following
by the
the
way, I remember in the 90s where there was goalposts, like the... Oh, come on.
others, Cavani ended up following the usual youngest sibling routine of fleeing to the streets to play football with much older kids. These times roughed them up, made his on-field by. Growing up in Salto, he became known by. Growing up in Salto with
Goalpost like this. I have a clear memory of those kinds of goalposts. There was even a goalpost like that in the family house in the 90s when I was young. I was maybe 8 or something, and I used it as a goalpost. Normally it used to hang clothes on or something to dry them in a natural way, but yeah.
two older brothers, Cavani ended up following the usual youngest sibling routine of fleeing to the streets to play football with much older kids. These times roughed them up, made his on-field mentality much stronger, and the tight streets of Salto forced him into developing his technique from early on. So at 13 years of age, he finally joined the youth team, Danubio FC. This was a big deal. Getting in wasn't easy and shining through the competition was even harder. This academy was the best in Montevideo, producing talents like Álvaro Recoba and Diego Forlan. But Cavani was up to the challenge, and after 5 years of grinding and taking step after step towards the top, he reached the first team. From his first year as a pro, it became clear he was exceptional. He would score 12 goals and be of great help in Danubio's successful pursuit for the 2006 Apertura tournament. And so, by the end of the season, he got a chance to play the Under-20 Sudamericano with the Uruguayan national team. I would guess that the first match defeat to Venezuela set him off because from there on, he would play 6 matches against the likes of Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia, and he would score in each and every one.
That is actually kinda amazing to do as young as that. Man, what a player already.
At that point, it seemed Uruguay was set to win the tournament, but a defeat on injury time to Argentina in the final match day sent them down to 3rd place. Regardless, Cavani easily topped the goal-scoring charts, and the world had been warned of the sort of attacking power brewing up in Uruguay. The offers started coming in. Despite Juventus calling, despite AC Milan calling, Cavani decided to play it safe and go for a calmer introduction into European football and join Palermo for 4.5 million euros. It's now easy to disregard Palermo as a small club, considering they have now dropped into the 3rd tier of Italian football. But back then, they were impressive. They had just finished 5th in the league and had players like Sirigu and Barzagli. So it wouldn't be as easy as one might imagine for Cavani to break into the starting 11. Being used as a bench player for the first season and a half, taking over the spot of main striker as Amauri
Oh.
left for Juventus in 2008. This would also be the year in which Cavani would get his debut for Uruguay. It would come against Colombia,
Nice.
and he would show how incredible his partnership with Suarez could be, as they brought Uruguay
Suarez.
back from a 2-goal disadvantage in just 8 minutes with a goal each,
Nice.
really setting a precedent for what was to come. Over
8
the last
minutes.
few years, Palermo fans, though happy with their squad's revival, felt a bit saddened by the loss of Luca Toni. The Italian striker had joined from Brescia in 2003 and instantly helped them get promoted back to the top tier with 30 league goals, breaking their top tier goal scoring record with a total of 21 and getting them qualified to the UEFA Cup. They were big boots to fill, and Amauri had managed to soften the hits of this loss. But once he was gone, there was a fear that whoever followed would fail to meet this standard, but it just wasn't the case. Despite being only 20 years old, Cavani netted 14 league goals in his first season as a starter, helping Palermo to an 8th place finish. The next season, it would only get better.
Basically, he playing for a underdog team. Basically, you have to do way more than normally the other teams that are in a higher level does. So he basically have to, with the team, scratch and claw his way up.
As Cavani would pull similar numbers and would, with the help of his squad, be just 2 points short of qualifying Palermo to the Champions League. This
That's
massive
nice.
achievement would once again get Cavani a lot of attention, and eventually a deal worth 17 million euros would be achieved between Napoli and Palermo, making him the club's
That's cool.
record signing. Before moving, he would play his first international tournament with Uruguay, the 2010 World Cup.
Oh.
This might have seemed like a great opportunity.
I think I heard about that World Cup. I don't have much memory of it because I didn't watch much football back then, because one, I didn't know where to find games locally because of restrictions on broadcasting things and such. Two, I probably didn't have money for it. And three, I was dealing with a lot of personal stuff in my past. So 2010 and 11 was basically my worst years, I would say. It's a long story, but yeah. Maybe I tell you guys someday, but anyway.
Opportunity to shine, but with Forlan and Suarez hogging the spotlight for most of the tournament, Cavani would barely even have time to shine despite their impressive 4th place finish. Back at club level, his move would set his goal scoring ablaze. In his first 3 starts
Nice.
for Napoli, he would score 4 times, including 2 goals on his first start as Napoli needed a win to qualify for the Europa League. If this had elevated the fans' hopes for their star signing, it would only get better. Cavani would end the season with 26 league goals and 4 hat-tricks across all competitions, including 2 against Juventus and Lazio, which would be massive help towards Napoli's impressive 3rd place finish.
Over 20 goals. Oh yeah. And did they say 26? I don't know. He did however say that most of them were hat-tricks. So that's awesome. I can't wait until he scores a hat-trick for Manchester United.
Would lead them to play Champions League football for the first time since Diego Armando Maradona was at the club. And you know it is. Whenever you hear that name, it means something great has been achieved. Once the season was over, it was time to play the Copa America, following Forlan's performances in the previous World Cup, as well as Suarez's start at Liverpool and Cavani's top form with Napoli. Many were hopeful that Trym would bring it home. Suarez and Cavani would be deployed on the flanks to accommodate for Forlan, who would often drop deep, fitting into a number 10 role that would allow the other two to partner up in the middle as expected. Unfortunately, Cavani would get injured in the group stage. But he would find a silver lining, as he would be able to come back in time for the final, where they would defeat Paraguay and win the trophy for the first time since 1995. He would start the next season with a hat-trick against AC Milan and another against Manchester
just
City.
starting with a hat-trick,
33 goals in all competitions as he had managed in his first season. Even though this time around Napoli would not manage to qualify to the Champions League, they would win the Coppa Italia with Cavani opening the scoresheet in the final against Juventus. This would be their first trophy in 25 years. The fans were ecstatic. Cavani was officially a club legend. They would also do pretty well in the Champions League, only going out in extra time to eventual winners Chelsea. The next.
Wow, so he became a club legend for oh, come on. And now Napoli. That is pretty amazing to think about. Anyway, right now I'm just checking about Diego Maradona. He was an attacking midfielder and a second striker. So he retired in 1997. So that's nice. Alright. Oh. Oh. Diego Maradona made his name to play for Barcelona, Napoli. Wow. I wonder if Edinson Cavani broke some of Maradona's records. But yeah. Boca Juniors. That was the last team. I'm sorry. Current club. Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, let's continue with the video.
Then would be his final one with the club, and he would take things to a whole new level.
Oh, that is a nice
26 matches
goal.
And only failed to score in 7, totaling 27 goals already, as he kept showing he was a big game player, with a hat-trick against Lazio and another one against Roma, as Napoli were just 3 points away from first place. For the next month, Cavani went through a dry streak that would show just how dependent Napoli were on him. Only 6 league matches without him scoring would lead Napoli to fall down to 11 points of first place, which would ultimately cost them the league, even as Cavani came back to finishing off the year with 11 goals in 9 games, including
11 goals in 9 games.
It's honestly
That's
a shame that he didn't
amazing.
win it. A Serie A would have been Cavani's greatest achievement at this point, but where he was going, league titles would come much easier. Seeing how incredible he was for Napoli, PSG were in the early years of their squad rebuild, paid 64 million euros for the Uruguayan striker.
64.
That would make him the 6th most expensive player in history. This sort of investment could make it seem like he was gonna be their star player, but it wasn't the case. For the first 3 years of his time in Paris, Cavani would be played in the wing, first in the right and later on the left, but always in favor of Ibrahimovic, who demanded to play up front. These years were a waste, in my opinion. Cavani ended up scoring far less despite playing for a stronger team who was part of an easier league. Still, he managed to pull 81 goals in 147 matches, as well as 10 domestic titles, which helped offset the lack of them.
How many see
but
that?
then the fun
What?
started. Ibra left for Manchester United, and Cavani, despite being now 29 years old, got center stage, and he absolutely popped off, getting 41 goals in 42 matches at the domestic level.
Wow. So that was when Ibrahimovic went to Manchester United. That's pretty amazing too. So Edinson Cavani then got the position as the main striker, which is really good for him. So he could basically focus more on just scoring, because I think they play target man with PSG. And yeah, but Edinson Cavani's positioning is out of this world. He is so clever, and like how to get enough space for the ball, and his runs, just running up behind defenders and just shooting the ball in. But yeah,
easily earning himself the league's top scorer award as well as the Player of the Year award, though somehow PSG finally failed to win the league, with Leonardo Jardin's Monaco, with Falcao, Mbappe and Bernardo Silva managing to outdo them. In the Champions League, it would be equally impressive, if not more, getting 8 goals in 8 matches, finishing next to Ronaldo and Messi in the top scorers podium,
8 goals in 8 matches.
as the last
That's
16 round. Where he scored in both legs but was still unable to stop Barcelona from famously coming back from a first leg 4-0 defeat. The transfer market that followed could have gone either way for Cavani. PSG spent closely to 400 million euros, getting both Mbappe and Neymar, which left many wondering if Cavani would fit in with them and form an impressive trio, or if you would once again see Cavani struggle with sharing the stage. Well, we got sort of a middle term. Cavani kept an incredible goal-scoring form. In fact, in the 19 matches following the first match day of the season, Cavani scored 23 goals. Which is absurd, especially considering this streak included 7 brace.
23 goals in 19 matches. In a total, like I said earlier, Edison have 20 goals that he has participated in for Manchester United currently. I think 12 of them, no, 9 of them, I think. Oh, what was it? I think it was 9, I said. Of them are in the Premier League, and it was 3 assists and and 8 total in the Europa League. I could be wrong, but anyway, it's amazing.
But on the other hand, we did end up seeing Cavani and Neymar clashing, either because they both thought they were the superior dead ball specialists, or just because of their strong personalities. When it comes to PSG and their objectives,
Neymar has always been a drama queen. Basically, should always have the ball and all that. It's so annoying. I get he's a good player, well, great player and all, but sometimes you just have to shut up and basically let the game come naturally.
As well, they did win the league, but despite Cavani scoring 6 goals in 6 group stage matches in the Champions League, they would draw Real Madrid in the last 16.
No, that is
3 across 2 legs. They were swiftly knocked out.
That is such a hard team to face against.
Before they could even make much of an impression.
Oh
it
yeah.
seemed no matter what they did, no matter how much money they spent, they could barely make an impression through their Champions League assaults. Over summer, we got to witness Cavani's best performance at a World Cup.
Look at
scoring
that.
2 goals against Portugal as Uruguay eventually went out in the quarter-finals to eventual champions France. This tournament also came after a period in which Cavani was tasked with qualifying Uruguay to this competition without the help of Suarez, who was out several times due to injury or suspension. Cavani pulled through, scoring 10 goals which made him the top scorer of the qualifying rounds, an absolutely incredible performance when his national team most needed him. The following season, he would get injured 6 different times, missing out on 16 matches, making it obvious to some that at 32 years of age, he was perhaps too old to be relied.
Wow. So he was 32 back then.
Still, through all of this, he managed 23 goals in 33 matches and another league title. At this point, he was clearly being seen as a bench player. I would have expected him to leave, but he stayed for one more season where injuries kept coming and he was seriously put to the side, only playing a bit over 1,000 minutes over the entire year. And so, we arrive at the present season, where Cavani joined Manchester United on a free transfer, taking over the number 7 shirt. Some say it's been cursed ever since Ronaldo left. No matter how big the name...
It seems like that, and Cavani basically has lifted that curse and proved that he is, well, the main guy to break it. Because he gets work done, and his intelligence for positioning and how to get goals is incredible.
Of the player tried putting it on ever since. They have failed to achieve what was expected of them, and at first it seemed like Cavani would struggle as well. After 28 matches in Manchester, Cavani had as many goals scored as injuries, ironically 7 each. But over the last month, something seems to have changed. Many have been coming forward claiming the curse has been broken. Cavani has been pairing up with Bruno Fernandes and...
Oh, that was a mess. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Ooh. He just stuck his foot out and the ball was basically rolling to the the edge of the post.
Over his last 7 matches, most importantly, getting
one.
4 goals and 2 assists against Roma to help Manchester United get to the final of the Europa League, which reminds most football fans of our 30-something Ibrahimovic also arrived from Paris to lead them to the same trophy. Hopefully, unlike the Swede, Cavani gets to play in the final. It's been one hell of a decade for Cavani. He lived an interesting career, though often not for the best reasons.
That is true.
He's an incredibly interesting player. His unique, slender frame helps him distinguish himself from other strikers of his generation. He's a great blend of quick and strong. Even though he has been criticized for missing chances, he can be extremely opportunistic. Impressively, he manages to pair all of this with an incredible work rate and a...
So he have also danced ballet? Okay. That works a lot for his turns and all that.
Substantial amount of defensive work. I always got the feeling
especially power when they kick.
Like Cristiano Ronaldo or Lewandowski, getting to be the main man in a great squad for more than one season at a time, it would have blossomed into something special, something unforgettable, though so far that opportunity hasn't arrived, and now it is perhaps too late for it. Still, in my book, Cavani is a player of the same level of talent as many of the best strikers of the last decade.
Of course.
He is a legend. He is a player worth remembering for generations to come. He is El Matador.
El Matador.
Yep, this was Cavani's career in a video. I hope you enjoyed.
Yes, I did.
Kind of a special video, you know, it is. They're kind of becoming not so special anymore. Now I'm kind of getting used to sometimes making videos about current players. It's actually pretty interesting. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I find it kind of refreshing sometimes. I don't know. Well, tell me.
This was an awesome video by Daily Dose of Football. I decided to give the video a like, and yeah, let's subscribe to him. He did a good job. So how good was Edinson Cavani? The short answer is he has been amazing and yeah, basically legendary in his production. He can make goals out of anything, in my opinion. And yeah, anyway, that was this video. Just how good was Edinson Cavani? I would say if I were to edit this video title, I would switch was with is, but yeah, this had more to do with his footballing past, but yeah, this was amazing video. So anyway, if you like these kinds of videos where I react to footballers, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and feel free to like this video too. And I in the description linked the video of the one I was reacting to. So yeah, Edinson El Matador Cavani, you are amazing.